Hello YouTube, Derek Shoehorn here for Life Advice. Just one quick warm-up point today. I hope that all of you are enjoying my guided workout video that I put up yesterday. You can follow along with that, and that'll really give you a lot of benefits for your cardio and your strength training. Set you up nicely for the day. That's what I do every day. It takes about a minute, and the benefits are enormous. The benefits are disproportionate to the amount of time it takes, so I highly recommend that you follow along with that. So I hope that's going well for you. That's the only warm-up point, so let's get right into your questions. Derek, where do you see myself in 10 years' time? Well, that's a very interesting question. I think you can tell from the formulation of that the person who sent that question in, they're referring to themselves. But you have to appreciate, I don't know you. I've never met you before, so I can't tell you exactly where I see you in 10 years' time. It all depends on how your training is going at this point and how your growth is going, how much you're working on yourself right now. That will affect where you end up in 10 years' time. What I can do is offer some general predictions for that'll be the year 2030 in 10 years' time, doing the math. And according to the esteemed writer Ike Turner, he says that in 2030, that is when the New World Order is going to come to fruition. Its plan is going to come to fruition, and the world will become what Mr. Turner calls a Hunger Games society. And I think that's a good thing. I'm looking forward to it because I back myself to win in almost any game. So I think it'll be fine. And one of the end of level bosses in the Hunger Games is big lizards. You have to fight against big lizards in the Hunger Games. That's what Mr. Turner says. And again, I feel very well prepared for that because my push-up day, my nickname for the push-up day is for a long time has been Lizard Day. And I call it that partly because when you do push-ups, you kind of look a little bit like a lizard if you think about it, but also because it's perfect training for fighting against lizards. So I feel very well prepared for the Hunger Games society. And I think it'll just generally be a great spectacle for everyone to participate in and to watch, because if you think about it, we'll all be jacked up very hard on steroids by then because Bill Gates is going to make everyone take steroids. Again, this is all coming from Mr. Ike Turner, so and I believe him. I've got no reason not to. He seems like a very smart guy. So yeah, Bill Gates is going to jack us all up on steroids. Elon Musk is going to put microchips in our brains, so you're going to have these kind of superhuman people just fighting against each other to the death until you come up against the lizards, and then it's whoever's the last standing is the winner. So the Hunger Games Society in 2030 is going to be great. And I'm sorry I can't give anything more specific to you individually, the person who asked this question. But if you wanted to send in some kind of progress report and how you're doing or something like that, then I could probably give a bit more tailored, so a bit more of a tailored answer to you then, okay? But yeah, that's all I can say right now is just this on this general point. I do highly recommend that you read the books of Ike Turner and watch all of his interviews, which have been banned from YouTube. So yeah, and by the way, hello to all the YouTube censors out there who are watching this video. I hope you're enjoying it. Derek, what do you think about Captain Morgan from morning TV? I don't watch TV very much, but I know who this guy is, Captain Morgan. He presents a breakfast television show here in the UK, which is very popular. People really seem to like the guy. He's hugely popular. I see it all the time on my social media. Everyone shares his tweets and all this, and I gotta take my hat off to him. I think if you're that popular with people, just universally loved, I would say, then you gotta be doing something right. And I have to say, I like I said, I don't watch TV, but I did see a clip of one of his interviews on YouTube once where he was confronting a politician who I think was from Poland, who was billed as the most sexist politician in the world. And I think he's a very sexist man. And Captain Morgan, he really put on a good show there. He absolutely crushed this guy. And his co-host Tara Reid, she didn't even get a word in. She couldn't get a word in because Captain Morgan was so anti-sexist and crushed this politician. So I gotta take my hat off to him. I think that he's doing a great job there. But I have to say, from what I know about the guy, when the Hunger Games Society does come, To link back to the last question, I think he's going to struggle. I think he's going to struggle in the Hunger Games society because he looks like he's in pretty poor shape to me, and also he can't keep a cool head. He's got, must have extremely high blood pressure. His head looks like it's about to burst most of the time, which is not the way you want to go into a battle to the death with the entire population of the planet. And I mean, he's not going to even get to the stage of fighting the lizards, but if he did by some miracle, he wouldn't stand a chance. He'd be crushed. He'd be crushed to death, you know. And so that's what I think about Captain Morgan. I very much admire him and the stance he takes on sexism in particular. You know, where the way he leapt to protect his co-host there, but he's going to struggle against the lizards. That's it for today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. If you took value from this video, there's a couple of things I'd like to ask you to do. Don't worry, I'm not asking for any money. That comes later after we funneled the sales process down. All I need you to do is hit like, hit subscribe, and keep your questions coming in. You can leave your questions on Twitter at Derek Shoehorn, or Facebook, Life Advice page, or in a comment under any one of my YouTube videos. Keep growing.